Hello, my name is Chuanromanee, and today I will be talking about our paper, Transgender People's Technology Needs to Support Health and Transition. Through a series of interviews, we sought to investigate trans health needs and how technology can be better designed for this population. Before we get started, here are some basic definitions to get us on the same page. A trans person's gender does not match the one that they were assigned at birth. Many trans people transition in a few different ways, which we will discuss further. Finally, dysphoria is a feeling of distress with one's assigned gender at birth and can be reduced or eliminated through transition. We were interested in two primary research questions. First, we were interested in the role that technology plays when trans people navigate and deal with gender dysphoria. Second, we were interested in the ways that technology can support the transitioning process before, during, and after transition. To answer these questions, we conducted a series of semi-structured interviews with 21 trans participants from the United States. Participants came from a range of ages, identities, and backgrounds, and were at varying stages in their lives and transitions. Interviews were conducted both in person and over Zoom. We split up the interviews into 5 sections, although we did cross over certain sections when appropriate. First, to encourage participants to be comfortable with sharing their stories, we asked them about their experience with their gender and transition if applicable. We then asked them about how they experience and manage dysphoria, how they define and relate it to their trans communities, and how they manage their health and self-care when needed. Finally, we discussed the role of technology in their lives and how they view technology itself. Our interviews gave us many insights, and here I will discuss a few key takeaways. These are just a few of the themes that we found in our interviews. The first theme we found has to do with identity. A third of participants remarked that their identity was fluid rather than static. Even among binary transgender individuals, many felt like their identities were not fixed. Similarly, many, but not all participants, saw their gender as something that is evolving as they learn and grow in life. Below is one quote from a participant in his late 40s who transitioned nearly 20 years ago. "It's not something that starts and ends. I don't have any list of surgeries that I want to say I'm complete. No, I don't think of it that way. I feel like every single day I become." Designers should keep this in mind and not use gender as an essential and immutable aspect of the user's identity. However, it is important to add a caveat that while fluidity and evolution are constant themes in our findings, we do not want to imply that these identities are stable and trans identities are in flux. The next insight is the way that our participants' lived experiences challenge normative transition narratives. The notion that transition is a linear process and that it has a concrete start and endpoint was not true for most of our participants. Many participants had to interrupt, postpone, or skip parts of their transition due to their life circumstances and due to the barriers set up by the current institutions. For instance, one participant was able to pursue all but one of the procedures for transition that he desired, but due to his financial situation and the limitation of current medical technology, chose to indefinitely postpone seeking this procedure. Furthermore, the type of transition that participants underwent varied. For instance, some participants chose to socially, legally, and physically transition, while others chose to only socially and physically transition. The last theme that I will discuss here has to do with dysphoria. Before I proceed, I just want to note that not all trans people experience dysphoria. However, all of our participants did, and we were able to discuss their experiences. Dysphoria is an intensely personal experience both in its manifestation and its mitigation. Participants considered safety and harms when managing their dysphoria. We did find that a sense of agency, often from being able to access transitioning resources, reduced dysphoria for our participants. In addition, technology appears to be a way to facilitate dysphoria management for many participants. However, any dysphoria management method that is not transitioning is a temporary fix. We also discussed things like information seeking, resource management, and transmedicalism. For more detailed information, I encourage you to read the paper. However, in sum, our results show the lived experience of our participants and illustrate many concepts found in transgender studies. Our participants' lived experiences challenge normative transition narratives. Thus, for researchers and designers, a one-size-fits-all approach to transition and dysphoria is not appropriate. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Again, my name is Chuanromanee, and here's my contact information.